Okay, so your rear Demister tab fell off. For whatever reason, someone might have bumped it. You think, I know. Pretty clever bugger, I'll go do some Googling. And I came up with this stuff. If you can see that. Permatex. Oh yeah, that's a brand I use for gasket, cement and all that sort of stuff. Rear window defogger. It actually says it's electrically conductive tab adhesive. Permanently bonds defogger tabs. Resistant to extreme weather conditions. Right. I thought, sweet. That's exactly what I need. That's how I'm going to solve this problem. Why would I want to fix the problem? It's not a roadworthy item. You don't have to even be able to see out of the rear windscreen for a roadworthy, because this car's got to be used for someone's loaner. You know, P-plate test, their license test, and the rear defogger, demister if you like, it's got to be able to work. If they're doing a driving test, they've got to be able to hit demist, and the demister works. Even though it's not a roadworthy item in Victoria, and I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, the rest of Australia I'm pretty sure it's not a roadworthy item either. This stuff is rubbish. It doesn't bloody work. I left it more than 24 hours. It's a warm day, and okay, I got the wire to go on the tab, but then the tab fell off in the end. And by the way, yes, I actually did test the demister to see if in fact at least it would work. I thought, well, okay, I've got the wires on, and I very carefully adjusted the tension the spade terminals were going to put on the tabs, making sure it wasn't going to fall off because of too much pressure. Still making a good electrical connection, so I plugged them on. I found the fuse for the rear demister, yanked it out. Pretty easy to do on one of these. I feel sorry for you if you own newer cars or some jack cars where you just, you need a pair of tweezers to get the fuses out. But anyway, put the multimeter in ammeter mode in series with the load. So in other words, pull the fuse out, multimeter in. It's registering nothing. Not a sausage, not even 1 milliamp. So obviously it would have done nothing. I mean, if it's working, it's taking current, right? So if you're wondering how to test to see whether your rear demister is working on a warm day, that's how you do it. It's not going to be a problem because the weather is actually quite warm. But what's the easiest way to fix your rear demister? There are a number of things you can do. The first thing you can do is try a different brand of this. It says it's epoxy, but I'm not sure what kind of glue this is. I know it's crap. So anyway, try a different type. Now, they're $25 each. So if you get one that doesn't work, and if you can miraculously clean it off the glass and the tab, it's $25 every time you try. So you could buy a new rear windscreen. That's $500 fitted from a windscreen place. So you're obviously not going to be doing that, are you? Unless you like spending $500 on a car that's probably worth a couple of grand with a roadworthy, to be fair. So the other thing you could do is you could go to the wreckers. Now those tabs often fall off when you try and unplug the spade terminals. They're a tight fit. I've no idea how in the factory they plugged them in without them falling off. Maybe time and all that sort of stuff. Some of those rear demister grids are actually like they're a copper metal, and you can solder the tabs on. Well, these are not copper metal. They're like a screen printed conductive ink or paint or whatever it is. So forget trying to solder it on. You'll just damage the grid even more. You could take it to a windscreen place and get them to repair it. They'll probably charge you $50 or $100 or something. If you go to the wreckers, then it becomes their problem to remove the spade terminals and have it in one piece. They'll probably charge you $100 for a rear window. They've got to go cut it out. Or you could do what I'm going to do. This car's got air conditioning. it don't need a rear demister, because when you turn the air conditioning on with the heater, it's going to demist it anyway. Go get a tube of super glue, glue the damn tab back on the glass. It looks like it's going to work. The license tester from Vic Roads will never know that it's not going to work. It's warm weather anyway, and even if it wasn't, you could deviously already have the heater and the air conditioner going. The windows will not be foggy, and no one's ever going to know that it's not going to work. But if you are really precious about the rear demister working, I suggest going to the wreckers with a self-serve wreckers ideally. Get a windscreen removal tool or the windscreen knife. You can buy long blades for it. A short blade will work on one of these. I've already cut one out once before. 30 bucks or something. You probably won't pay much for a rear window from Pick Apart or, you know, your local self-serve wreckers. So cut yourself out a rear window, and I suggest what you do with the spade terminals is chop the leads off and bloody solder them on. Don't even try to remove them or plug them on, because I've done 2 windscreens and neither one of them I could even get. To be fair, the original rear windscreen of this actually was already broken off the glass, so someone had already pulled it off. The same dickhead that did damage to the parcel shop. Anyway, I don't think I need to show you guys the tab that's broken off. I think we've all seen one that's fallen off, but that's my opinion on this subject. So, yeah,